A few announcements before we start with our official service at 11 a.m. My pronouns are she, her, and we'll have a special guest today, Tarika Holland is here. This is her mother and grandmother on the front row here, so we're welcoming her today. Thank you. Announcements are on the back of the order of service. There are also paper copies in the hallway, or you can go to Realm or the website, whatever suits you to keep up with what's happening in our congregation this week. The meditation group will meet tomorrow. That's the in-person meditation, Mondays here at the church at 7 p.m. The online meditation group will meet Wednesday at 7 p.m. There will be a blood drive on the 24th, which is Thursday. And on 25th, the Cozy Craft Night will meet again. I believe that this is not the first meeting. I believe they've already met. And then next Saturday, the 26th, is a tea and brunch, and that's going to be here at the church, correct? So be sure and notice that. If you're in town next Saturday, we'd love to have you for that. Next Sunday is observance of Easter for some of us. It's April the 27th. And after that, no, I'm a week ahead, aren't I? Yeah, I got way ahead of myself. The meditation will still meet Monday night here online and Wednesday here in person, Wednesday online. And then the announcements skip a week to the week after Easter. So use that as a guideline. And are there any other announcements? If not, we'll get started in just a couple minutes. Thank you.
Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Augusta. Our mission here is to create a beloved community, acting together with compassion, reason, and respect, empowering us to promote a just society. My name is Barbara Bowen. My pronouns are she, her. And today I am co-creating this service with our guest speaker, Tarika Holland, our music director, Joe Patchen, and the members of our wonderful choir, the talented folks running our tech deck, and all of you. We are all shaping this moment together. In honor of this sacred time and out of respect for each other, would you please take a moment to put your devices into worship mode? If you're a first-time visitor today, we encourage you to stop by the greeters table following the service to get more acquainted with our church. Our membership coordinator, Farron Smith, is here, and she would love to chat with you and find out more about your interests. The blue card that you can find in the back of the seat pocket can be a great guide for having that conversation. You're also more than welcome to join us for coffee and snacks after worship in the common room. Existing members will know our guests by their green or red name tags. The different colors indicate how comfortable folks are with engaging with new people as they explore a new experience. Green means, please speak with me and let's get to know each other right away. Red means you can say hi to me, but I would prefer to get to know folks more slowly over time. And for those of you on Zoom, please consider hanging on online after the service to chat and connect with each other. So whether you're here today in person or joining us virtually on Zoom, we welcome and celebrate all of who you are.
Good afternoon, everybody, or good morning. My name is Tarika Holland, and the title of this poem is Joyful Noise. Thank y'all. I love you. A few words, but vast weight. Never to be taken lightly, and always meant to be said sincerely. To love and be loved. That is what we are here to do. Though man has made it complicated, God has made it plain and simple. This life is a journey filled with mountains and valleys. We are one and the same, though we have different names, and no two walks are the same, but we are hoping to end up in a better place than yesterday. Having no fear is easier said than done. Trusting the unknown triggers our fight or flight. But we must walk by faith and not by sight. Though times may be dark, God is our light. We must listen to his voice. Every day we have a choice to accept or reject the joyful noise.
Would you rise in body or spirit for our opening hymn, number 410, Surprised by Joy?
come together this time every Sunday to share the joys and sorrows that we hold in the heart of this community.
Our service today is built around the spoken word, but as important as the words is the silence into which they are spoken. So now I would invite you into a few moments of silent prayer or meditation to relax our bodies and center our minds here and now so that we may listen with our full attention and hear with understanding to the benefit of our hearts and souls. Please find a comfortable posture, close your eyes or not as you like, and simply focus on your breathing, letting go of the past and future concerns. Let us share the peace of being present in this sacred space. This being the second Sunday of the month, our offering today will be donated to Growing Forward CSRA, the organization that has been doing the gardening that you may have seen in back of the Faith Formation Wing. Growing Forward is a burgeoning volunteer-led mutual aid organization that has partnered with the UUCA to establish the first in a network of community garden sites that we hope will grow throughout the CSRA. In addition to this, the group hopes to serve as a resource in a variety of education and skill-based learning initiatives, including political theory and community organizing practice via a monthly book club and skill share sessions on growing food, foraging, home remedies, and more. Donations will go toward purchasing items like seeds, starts, and infrastructure such as tomato cages, trellises, etc. As always, cash and checks are gratefully received, or you may use text to give using the information about to appear on the screens. Would the ushers please come forward? Thank you all for your generosity. Now, I would like to introduce our speaker for today, Tarika Holland. She is a performing artist born in Augusta, Georgia. Her talents range from dance, spoken word, poetry, acting, and modeling. She is a Davidson Fine Arts Class of 2019 alumna. She is the author of 2 books, Through the Eyes of Isolated Beauty and Becoming the Artist, Volume 1. Most recently, she's taken part in the theatrical reading series of August Wilson's works at the Lucy C. Laney Museum, including 7 Guitars as Vera Dotson and King Hedley II as Tanya Hedley. She is also currently rehearsing for a gospel play, The Other Side of Jordan, as Martha. Tarika hopes to touch and inspire others through art, no matter the element. We're very glad she has offered to share that inspiration with us today. Please welcome Tarika.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Tarika Holland, and whether you are present here in this room, you are present watching online, or if you are here in spirit, I'm just so grateful that God has brought us together today. And I'm going to be very honest with y'all. I have never done anything like this before, but there is a first time for everything. There is a reason for everything. And I've really just been asking myself, like, why? How did I get here? What is this? You know, I do everything but this. You know, I dance, I model, I do spoken word and poetry, as you guys heard. But I'm here at a pulpit, furthest thing from a preacher or reverend, but God has told me, you know exactly why you're here. Because before I was any of these things, I was God's child, you know what I mean? So I feel a lot of excitement, I feel a lot of nerves, but I just thank you all so much for being open to hear me, as well as hear my art and just a glimpse into my testimony today. All righty. I've also learned that those things, you know, the accomplishments, the accolades, those aren't the things that truly define me. To be honest, it's just a very small part of my truth. My calling as an artist has blessed me with so many exciting opportunities, you know, things that seem too good to be true and opportunities that unfortunately the society has forced a lot of us to only dream about. But, you know, no one really knows what goes on beyond the lights. And my journey as an artist is directly parallels to my journey with my faith, and it is my journey with my faith that has me on this journey to begin with. So as we get to know each other, I want to remind you all, each and every single one of you, before you were a mother, before you were a father, before you were a reverend, before you were a doctor, whatever it is that you do, I just want to remind you that before all of that, before you accomplished that thing, before you won that award, before you got that degree, you were God's child first. Even before you got into this world and this society that forces you to be something before you can even decide for yourself. You are God's child first. You are loved, not just for what you do, not just for what you buy, not just for what you have to offer, but you are loved simply because you are who you are. You deserve respect, not because of your title, not because of your accolades, not because of how much money you make, but simply because you are a human being. And we should always love our neighbor as we love ourselves. We are God's children. And that's simply what we are here to do, to love and be loved. So I'm sure that there are so many of us who have felt unworthy. We have felt so far gone, whether it be in our sins or just fighting our demons. All of us have made mistakes and done things that we aren't so proud of, or we felt so low that even when God himself tells us the plan that he has for our life, we question it. We feel unworthy. And it's like, you can't be talking to me, you know? We don't feel ready. And while, yes, we'll forever be in debt to God's love, grace, and mercy, we are still worthy of it. You are not your past, and you are not your mistakes. It is never too late to have a changing in your mind and your heart. No matter how far away you go, he will always be waiting for you with open arms to return. And he loves us so much that he covers us and he protects us in seasons where it's the last thing on our minds. Now that I think about it, maybe we are a bit undeserving or unworthy, but that's why there's only one Him, and that's why we shouldn't take it for granted as well. I want to take a moment and further speak about what we have overcame these past few months, these past few years even, especially here in Augusta with Hurricane Helene. And I pray that all of you all are recovering well from that. I think about all the chaos we are experiencing within politics, the way that our rights are being taken away. I think about the way our livelihoods are being toyed with, the way that this is a free world and a free country, but there are so many of us who cannot exist freely because of the way God made us. I think about those affected by the fires in California this year. Society tells us to do hard work, make money, buy a home, and for everything to be gone just like that, to ashes. It's just sad. I think about the victims of school shootings. I think about the fact that one of the main places that kids should feel safe, they aren't safe. And it is in some children's case, school is the only place that they do feel safe. People are getting killed for the color of their skin, their sexuality, their religion, and it's a shame. It's a disgrace, and sometimes it makes it hard to have faith. I want to remind you all that man did that, not God. But you know who He'd want us to be, who we said we should be, and who He has called us to be. Suffering and hardships are an inevitable part of life. And I'm going to be honest, it is something that I've only recently come to understand. I reflect on my artistic journey, and I'm always honest about the challenges I have faced. People may only see the beautiful photos, they see the fire choreography, they see the captivating stage presence. No one knows the years of being bullied. No one knows about the suicidal thoughts and self-harm. No one knows about the sacrifices, the sleepless nights, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the rage, how much of myself I've lost along the way, how many people I've lost along the way. I'm just living the dream, right? Yeah, I'm just living the dream. You know, I have lead roles. I've been working with Broadway stars, the makeup, the glam, little do everybody knows how badly I've suffered before I've gotten here. Little do they know I was at my lowest times during some of my most major accomplishments. I get told all the time, you're so confident, you're so sure, and I am, but no one knows just how anxious and afraid I am sometimes, how unworthy and how underqualified and how unprepared I feel. But there's no denying what God has called you to do. You can fight and you can resist it all you want, but you will always be brought back home. Nothing worth having comes easy. We wouldn't be the people and possess the characteristics we need if everything went right all of the time. We wouldn't know gratitude had it not been for loss and lack. We wouldn't know consistency and discipline without endurance and repetition. We found out how strong we really are in some of our weakest moments. I want to share a Bible verse with y'all, and that's John chapter 17, verse 7, forgive me. And I used the New International Version, and you do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand. I just want to remind you all that God's plan is always bigger and better than ours. He's intentional. He doesn't give us anything that we can't handle. I want to also refer to 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9, which says, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." People confuse having faith with being exempt from hardships when that's not true. It is actually in those hardships and those challenges and during that betrayal where God works His magic. So no matter what you are going through, no matter the season you are in, if you are worried about how the bills will get paid, if you are worried about what you're going to eat tonight, if you're worried if your relationship is rocky, you are raising children in this crazy society. If it seems like the tests and the trials are never ending, I want to encourage you all to keep going, to push through, to press on. God hears you. And that blessing may not look like what you thought it would look like, but it will be exactly what you need. I want to remind you all of Acts chapter 16, verse 25 through 26. It states how God will show up at the midnight hour. Your faith is tested most in moments when you have every right to feel hopeless, but don't fold. Before I close out this sermon, I just want to thank you all so much for having me and just receiving my words once again, as well as my art and this glimpse of my testimony. I'm incredibly grateful for all of you guys' presence. And I just want you all to know that I am living proof that it's okay to be different and still succeed. You can take the road less traveled and still make it to the destination. I am living proof that God qualifies the call, that no dream or goal is too big if you have faith, if you be dedicated, and you put your trust in God. I'm going to leave you all with this one last Bible verse, and it is one of my favorites, and it truly has gotten me through these past few months, these past few years even. And that is going to be Micah book 7, chapter 7, verse 7 through 9. And it reads, "But me, I'm not giving up. I'm sticking around to see what God will do. I'm waiting for God to make things right. I'm counting on God to listen to me. Don't enemy crow over me. I'm down, but I'm not out." That is the part that really got me through, because I've dealt with a lot of hardships. I've dealt with a lot of family things. I deal with a lot of enduring on this journey as an artist. It may look glamorous, but the fruits are not always instant. They aren't instant at all, actually. But I'm down, but I'm not out. You know what I mean? That just shows that it's just temporary. As long as there's breath in our bodies, as long as we are breathing, as long as we are alive, we still have a chance to do whatever it is that we want to do. And there's so much beauty in that. Even if you don't feel your best, even if you don't look your best, even if your circumstances aren't the best, as long as you are alive, God still has a plan for you. He's not done with you. So once again, it says, I'm down, but I'm not out. I'm sitting in the dark right now, but God is my light. I can take God's punishing rage. I deserved it. I've sinned. But it is not forever. That is another part that really sticks with me. You know, the seasons change just like that. The seasons change at the midnight hour. So circumstances may not be the best. You may not be at your best, but it is temporary. And there's a reason for it all. You know, I think about some of the hardships that I face and, you know, what I thought would be how everything would go right. But had it not been for everything going wrong, I wouldn't possess the characteristics that I needed to be the woman that God has called me to be. And I'm sure so many of us can relate to that as well. He is on my side, and he is going to get me out of this. He'll turn on the lights and show me his ways. I'll see the whole picture and how right he is. That is that full verse. Once again, that's Micah chapter 7, verse 7 through 9. I use the New International Version. And lastly, I just want to encourage you all to keep going. This world is tough. This society is tough. We are in a very heated political state right now. This world is not meant for people who may be different like me or like you, you know. This world, you know, teaches us to be different, but don't be different like that. I want to encourage you all to just keep going, keep believing, keep dreaming. You know, this society just, man, it kills dreams sometimes. You know, a lot of us are surviving and we aren't thriving. I want to encourage you all to keep dreaming, strive to thrive. You know what I mean? Find joy in the midst of the survival. I want you to know that you are important, that you matter, that you are loved. Even when times are bad, God is always good. Stay focused, stay in tune with the joyful noise. And I just want to say God bless y'all and much love. Thank y'all so much.
Would you rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn, number 126, Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing.
Oh, yeah.
This piece of mine is titled Aftermath. Thank y'all so much. Alas, another year has passed by, and before we leave it all behind, it's wise to take time and reflect on all that we have survived. Our eyes may be tired, our bodies may be weak, our hearts may be heavy, and our spirits may be weary from experiencing the inevitable duality of life. But remember that this ending is the start of something new. How brave of you to still be standing despite all that you've been through. Rest assured that none of it was in vain. Whether the moment was magical or mundane, we coping with reality, seeking a sense of normality. We've handled much more than anticipated with very little preparation. The unexpected was what we needed to lead us back to one another. We're figuring it out as we go. There's a time to fight and a time to flow. We took it to the chin, but never to the heart, though a change of heart has never hurt. Rolling with the punches and punching the clock, showing up each day and giving it all that we got. Time may slip away, but it's up to us to make it count. Turning the tables and breaking our own seat, showing time and time again that we can't be beat. Challenges will arise, but it's up to us to rise above again and again. Give yourself a hand, a pat on the back if you will. Although there is still much to be done, there's a whole lot to be proud of. Go ahead and brace yourself. Infinite possibilities lie ahead. But no matter what's to come, we are equipped to handle the aftermath. Thank you all so much.